Recently, I've heard it said that I shouldn't hold feminists, or any other group for that matter, to their own standards. I completely disagree. The argument against is pretty straightforward. Let's say a feminist makes a game, but that game fails to live up to the standards feminists apply to every other game. We shouldn't point that out, and the reason being that if we point to a feminist game and say that's sexist, then we are admitting that all similar games are also sexist. The first problem is pretty obvious. We aren't saying that other games are sexist. We're saying that the feminist game fails to live up to the standards feminists hold every other game to. Pointing out the hypocrisy has a lot of power. First, it seriously damages their credibility. As a friend said, it's like a fat guy selling you a diet book. You wouldn't buy a diet book written by a fat guy, and you wouldn't buy a political ideology from someone who's either unwilling or unable to follow its principles. Either they can't or they won't. It doesn't matter. If they can't live by their own principles and beliefs, why the hell should anyone else? Also, giving them special exemption from their own rules is bad. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and if they want to scream and shout and cry when we do something they don't approve of, they can deal with the exact same reaction when they do exactly the same thing. If anything, they are more deserving of criticism and backlash because we didn't agree to their political and moral rules. And finally, if we do grant them special exemption from the rules, why? What makes them so special? Going back to feminism again, if these games make everybody sexist and misogynist, then why don't their games have the same effect? This would be like a fat guy saying he can eat as many pies as he wants and he won't get fat because he's a member of Weight Watchers. You could be a member of whatever group you like, that doesn't change the fat content of pies in any way. Them saying otherwise destroys any credibility they might have left. This goes double for feminism and social justice, because if their movement is about equality, isn't having a class of people who have special exemption from the rules going against the ideals they claim to be fighting for? It's for those reasons that I'm okay with shining a light on their nonsense by using their own rules against them, holding them to the rules and standards they force on others and watching them fall short again and again. To me, that's better than letting them get away with hypocrisy out of some paranoid fear they might take your words out of context.